Welcome to Take 3, coming to you on WTSR Radio 93.1 FM. I'm Nikki Nailbaum.
And I'm Bill Nobes. Each episode of Take 3 brings you one independent artist, 3 songs performed live, and an in-depth interview about each song. This session was recorded on July 17th, 2022, from the Mill Hill Saloon in Trenton, New Jersey, one of the area's best venues for live independent music.
This episode's artist is Emospacebird. Multi-instrumental and singer-songwriter Erin Dillard performs under the moniker Emospacebird. Originally hailing from St. Louis, she moved to Philly in order to pursue her love of music. She identifies as an effeminate, masculine lesbian and uses she, her, and they, them pronouns. Emospacebird, can you introduce yourselves?
Sure thing. My name is Brandon. I play the drums. My pronouns are he, him.
Hey, what's up? I'm Erin. I play guitar and do the vocals, and I also write the songs. My pronouns are she and they.
Hi, I'm Paul Harlan. I play bass, and my pronouns are he, him.
How you doing? My name's Steve Griffin. I play guitar, and my pronouns are he, him.
All right, let's go to the first song.
Hey, what's up? This is Emospacebird. We're an emo space band. We're going to play some tunes for you. This first one is called I Guess That's the Joke, and it's just kind of realizing that people might not always be on your side, but at the end of the day, staying true to yourself and remembering who you are. All right.
So, Erin, when you introduced the song, you mentioned it was about what other people think of you. But as I read it, I have another question. Is it also about an self-examination and an internal dialogue?
I guess you could see it that way. I just being in the music scene, I see a lot of bands that have a lot of potential, and I've seen them kind of, I don't know, lose who they are at some point, and then so it's kind of like when you're disposed, it's kind of like people being all over you, and then something happens, maybe somebody leaves or something happens. I've just watched that kind of happen over and over, and I'm just like, I think when it comes to music, it should be good. You should be good regardless. Once people stop listening, you should still hold yourself and be okay, this is still good. The art that I'm making is good regardless if there's an audience.
Well, let's go into, because I also saw some identity stuff going in there. When you say lose who you are, what do you mean by that?
A lot of people or bands, or even I can speak for myself that a lot of times when you're in social situations and you try to put on this air and be interesting and try to become something that you're not, and at the end of the day people will like you for something that you're not, but then who do you go home, when you go home, who are you? That's kind of what I mean.
All right, when you say, hey, wait, why are you leaving oh so soon? Mm-hmm. Who is leaving?
The audience. So it's kind of
oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's I'm talking particularly about 2020. At that time, it was really big to celebrate certain kind of artists, or just there was a lot going on in the world and people were calling attention to certain things. And as a Black queer artist, people were oh, you're so great, you're so amazing, so and it had this big appeal for some reason, just that year in particular. And I was this is cool, this is really awesome, getting interviews and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I don't know, I don't necessarily need that stuff in order for the music to still be important, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, though, it's kind of cool that you get that attention. So when I say why you leaving, it's oh, it's I already see them fading. So by the time I came out with my EP, with I guess that's the joke, it was kind of people were yeah, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's gonna what are you coming out with next?
Okay, this is a tangential question.
Yeah.
For the whole band. Speaking of people leaving so soon, when you're at a gig, do you notice when people leave early?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you notice that.
Yeah, definitely.
It depends on the gig, I guess. Usually I can't see anything because of the lights at acoustic shows. It's awkward, but yeah, I don't know.
I've noticed it a few times, especially when you're the band that's playing. It's always funny, just watching the crowd interact. You'll see people singing or dancing, and then if 2-3 people just walk out, it's oh no,
Yeah.
were we bad or whatever? I don't know, but you just got to keep playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, back to, I guess that's the joke. Mm-hmm. Now, Erin, you write the songs. So, but what does it mean to the rest of you? Do you have, because sometimes I know other band members will have their own interpretations and own feelings. Mm-hmm. So what does it mean to the rest of you? Is there any special meaning?
I see it as our job, or at least I see my own job as taking what Erin has already laid out and written and doing that justice, but putting your own interpretation mm-hmm. on it, but still keeping the core and heart of what she was going for in that song, and honoring the song sort of, mm-hmm. but putting your own spin. That's kind of.
So when you play, what are you feeling in that song?
You think it's a joke?
No, I guess that's a joke. It's for me, it's a little bit different because I don't get the same feeling. It's a fun song that I love to play for the audience. The audience always loves this song. It's usually our closer, and mm-hmm. it's a really fun song to play. That's how I always view it, because we always play it last.
So it's always last. That's what your energy is up, and you're just going for it.
Yeah, it's a big energy song.
Yeah. People really like that one for sure.
I am just attracted to the groove and the melody. I'm also probably the newest member on the bass, and I love, I'm picky with the projects I take on, and I just sonically really loved this. when I write my own stuff, it's funny because I'm so obsessed with lyrics and making sure they're perfect and interesting and all that. And then like when I listen to other music, it's the last thing I ever learn. It's like melody these days. I don't know. And bass wasn't my first instrument. I learned guitar first, and so I love projects that get me to that push me as a rhythm player, which is kind of, something I had to, that didn't come really naturally, but I love it.
You're really
I love
good.
it. It's fun. Well, you bring it out of me, baby.
Yeah, it's similar to what Brandon said. I'm like the second newest member. It took me a while to get the songs down, so I wasn't really focusing on the lyrics, but now that I am, like, Erin really paints a picture in all her songs, and she has a story. She's a really good arranger and songwriter. Like, all her songs, when you listen to them, you can visualize it. And like, I've tried to write songs. I'm not a songwriter, but that's something that I envy in people that can do that. And she's great at it.
You guys collab amazingly, that's for sure. I love the chorus. I love how the lyrics go in the chorus. Like, it's I don't even know how to describe, but they like the rhymes and the cadence is really cool. That's not a question though. I just
Thank you.
for me, I get to like read the it's a kind of a unique experience to like read the lyrics to a band because you never do that.
Yeah. So it's interesting talking to y'all about like the actual like idea of the songs, because I always wonder, I'm like, are people listening to what like I'm actually saying? Like usually, we'll get off, people are like, oh, you did good, or like, oh, your voice was amazing. I'm like, what? Did you hear the words? I don't know. We'll see. Like, I don't know if it's like connecting with people. So it's interesting that y'all are like analyzing it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because the poetry is like, obviously spent a lot of time crafting.
Yeah.
Because I am also a musician who writes, words and sounds. And that's something I also wonder as well. Maybe we should all be giving out booklets of our lyrics, for the crowd. Like, maybe...
Follow along.
Yeah.
Turn your page.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should take away from this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea because it's so hard to hear at, your like everyday rock club or whatever, unless you've got like a super awesome sound system or like, you get there super early. It's like it's unfortunately, if you can hear the melody, it's a good thing. But like the lyrics, it's just like so hard when you're just gigging around.
For sure.
Yeah.
So like, I like that pamphlet. Just like, hey, hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's like people used to obsess over lyrics, right? So, like the liner notes and the LPs and stuff, and
Okay, let's go to the next song.
Alrighty. This song is called Scapegoat. It's about knowing that there are people in the world that may not like you for who you are, but it's about just staying true to yourself and keeping the ones around you who actually love you and support you. So, yeah.
Some people call me named down. Some people think that I
So, Scapegoat. Erin, I'm going to start with you. What does this song mean to you?
So I kind of how I introduced it for the video. I just meet a lot of people in my life that, or just like have experiences with people, and I used to really care about what people thought of me, like really care, and just be like, I'm, being, nice to you. Why don't you like me? Or like trying to like go out of my way. Now I'm okay with the fact that there are people that absolutely adore me, and then people that absolutely hate my guts. I just feel like that just makes you a real person. I don't know.
I resonate with that. That's cool.
And
Sorry.
It's and another thing too. Being like a black queer woman, there are just gonna be people in the world that just don't like that, just for the sake of not liking that, and try to blame me for whatever is going on in their life. Make me your scapegoat. So yeah, I'm just like, whatever. You can blame me for your problems. It's not gonna solve them. The end.
Right.
So you're right. They think they know me, but they don't.
Yeah, a lot of people have ideas of me in their head.
From labeling or from
Labeling, first impression, or just ideas from what they've heard from other people. And yeah, some of them could be positive and some of them could be negative, and they're probably all right. I'm like totally okay with that. Like that's what the song is about.
Okay, so when they're making you their scapegoat,
Yeah.
scapegoat usually implies blame.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What are they blaming you for?
Everything. I just I don't know, just being in this body, I found that a lot of people in the world have opinions about people that are different than them, and they always try to blame others for what's going on for them, with them. And yeah, I'm like, okay, that's cool.
It's
Does
okay.
it help you?
You can tell them you started COVID. It's fine.
It was you?
Yeah, it was me personally. You heard it here first, folks.
It's a tell-all.
In your chorus, the last chorus, you say, I'm on a judge journey, but in your lyrics, in the first time you do the chorus, it says, I'm on a judge me journey.
Yeah.
Tell me about the difference. That caught my eye.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's honestly, I just left it in there because I was contemplating naming the song Scapegoat or The Judge Me Journey, and I might do both, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, it's just kind of like you go through life, and there are just people that are just gonna judge you for everything. Yeah, it's just kind of like, that's okay.
I like how you say like that they'll judge you, but like some of it's good and some of it's bad. Like some think you're an angel, some think you're a demon.
Yeah.
And that is like that's so spot on because like no one really does know you.
Yeah.
They just like get like an impression of they just see you and like they just put whatever
Yeah.
they assign like whatever to you and
It could be a friend of a friend. It could be like a total stranger. Just think about all of the people that you know and how many of them actually really are on your side, and then actually really just like hate your guts.
yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I think that's okay.
yeah.
All right, shall we go to the next song?
Let's go to the next song.
All right.
So this is kind of a weird song. Play by Play was written, I was living with a bunch of roommates, and we could kind of hear the neighbors next to us getting it on. And then we had a conversation about it, so it's just kind of about that. So yeah. All right. And this was in 2020 when, there was a lot of, keeping to yourself. And so everybody was just like, ooh, did you hear the neighbors? So I guess it was a big deal. Anyway, Play by Play.
One, two, Just when I thought they would start, the good times had already gone. Heard another show me how to shake and rock around. Damn it, I knew some ish was going down. And I really wish that was bad. Living vicariously. But I don't really know which role I'm meant to play. Dancing for either or, that much I'll say. And I got the game, my friend. I wasn't trying to listen, but now I know. And round one, they start to fun. Round two, they was pulling on shoes. Round three, is down his knees. She held up with knees. And round four, he was back for more. Round five, she was taking the dives. Round six, that is how they kicks. They play back and fast.
So this is some overheard fun stuff going on.
Yeah. Without being like too explicit.
Bible
yeah.
study class.
Yeah. They were praying and we were like, ooh.
Very biblical.
It was like, and the way that it happened, it was usually, it was male, female, I believe. And the roles, I guess, were kind of reversed. And that was my first time hearing anything like that. And the next day, me and my roommates at the time were like, did you hear that? And like just had like a conversation about it. I was like, that's interesting. And it was during like COVID. This was in 2020 when I wrote this song. So I just wanted to write just like a fun song about people doing it.
Well, when I first read it, I got a subtext of longing, and then when you said you wrote it during COVID, I was like, first I was like, where's that subtext coming from? But then I saw writing it during lockdown. Mm-hmm. That makes a lot more sense. So that's in there, the longing.
Mm-hmm. I've also been single since like 1945, so yeah, I'll take it where I can get it.
Now you say, but I don't really know which role I'm fit to play.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So once again, like me being like queer and I guess more masculine appearing, people I guess assume that I'm like, take charge, but that's not really, I guess, me. I don't really know what I am or like what kind of, or even if I have to have some sort of role,
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Emospacebird. Where can we find you online?
Oh, I'm terrible. So I don't have like any merch or anything, but I have Bandcamp, I have Spotify, I'm on, I think, Apple Music, like anywhere you can find music. I have a YouTube page.
Instagram,
you're correct. Yeah, I probably use that the most often. I have a Facebook page as well.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm Nikki Nailbaum Music on Instagram.
and on Instagram and Facebook as House of Robot or houseofrobot.com.
To find out who's playing next here at Mill Hill, look up Mill Hill Saloon on Facebook. Thank you for listening to Take 3. Thank you, WTSR Radio and the College of New Jersey.